Hello everyone, Coolty Covers here. I hope you're well and I hope you're making the most of your day. So today I wanted to make a very important video about a very important topic. And this is something that we may all do to some extent, myself included, but needs to be picked up on as we do it and ceased immediately. This thing that I'm going to be talking about is the use of dehumanizing language, whether it be through insults or labeling through socially accepted throwaway terms. I don't know how, but for it to become the norm for people to do this is somewhat worrying. The use of this language is not helpful to anyone nor the problem at hand. It can also be very problematic if it evolves and continually drives a wedge between each other. This isn't just one side though of a discussion, it's members of both sides that are doing it. So if I were to bring it into the current climate of the world at the moment, there are plenty of examples that are being thrown around in news, media, online areas and the like, such as the following: anti-vaxxer versus a guinea pig, anti-masker versus sheep, conspiracy theorist versus brainwashed zombie. These are easy to throw away terms to use in a discussion to try and discredit people and paint them in a certain light. This doesn't help anyone and takes away from points being discussed that may reveal something you never knew. The issue here is it tends to bring about aggression from one side, which is then met by aggression from another side, and then things end up spiraling out of control and ultimately nothing is achieved between us. Now, none of these are acceptable in any way, shape or form, and we should be brave enough to highlight this terminology to people when they use it and tell them to stop using it and all sorts of these kinds of words. The reason why I say this is there are a few articles that I looked at when I was looking up this topic, and they stated one key thing, and that is this language psychologically places someone below you as a subhuman individual. And in a sense, what this will do is then it will stop you empathizing with that person, human to human. It would be myopic of us to not learn from history the severe consequences of where something like this can lead. It doesn't matter whether it's someone's conscious decision or if it's something hereditary that they cannot help. This language should not be used. We should have the courage to tell people to cease this, even more so those that are in a position of influence that are doing it. I would implore you to do the same to me. None of us are perfect. We all are works in progress and have made mistakes in the past from which we must learn and not continually have this used against ourselves to discredit the message that they say in the future. For some, it may be hard to understand what it feels like to be on the other side, so I'll lay some generalised examples out, or common ones that are used in normal life, which would leave you angry and upset if they were used about you. So for instance, say you're a meat eater, being termed a murderer or an animal all the time would not be great. An alcohol drinker, being known as only an alcoholic or a drunk, again, harmful, not helpful at all. Snowflake, gammon, and of course any known slurs used to insinuate someone being subpar for something about them, whether this be race, sexuality or the like. We need to use a compassionate way of talking to each other, no matter what the subject, that doesn't resort to this sort of language being used, and instead have a discussion that's constructive between two opposing opinions. Now, we need to find out why someone may hold such thoughts, find out the full context of what they understand, or maybe where they found their information from, and consider this: you could educate them or they could educate you. Nothing is black and white, and there is a region for interpretation, hence differing opinions and ideas as a result, and that's what makes us human. Disregarding someone else's thought process, information or actions simply under one of the highlighted terms because it may go against what you've been led to believe, and not engaging with them shows a lack of empathy for someone else's experiences, story or knowledge base. So please, we need to stop this collectively and stop it now. Make yourself accountable and be brave to stand up and say something's just not right. However, helping someone correct something about them should not be then used by deeming yourself morally higher, thus inadvertently placing them below you, which is counterintuitive of what we're trying to achieve. I sincerely hope this makes sense to you and gives you something to reflect upon moving forwards. Thank you for taking the time for listening, and enjoy the rest of your day wherever you are. Take care.